Hello Scorpio, and welcome to my channel GreenLion Goddess Tarot. Okay, we've got focus upon your strengths. Apollo, the god of healing and light, is coming in. It's interesting because when I was tuning in for you, I got this sense of you finding your wings again, but it took a while to tune into it. But there's this sense of deep renewal of connecting into your power. Spiritual power as well. It was like I was seeing, there's a fairy card called the Dark Lady. I'll get her out for you in a second. It was like, oh, they're connecting into the Dark Lady, which is this very strong, divine, intuitive, feminine energy as well. And so you're finding your wings of power, which is really fantastic. I mean, we're moving from Virgo season into Libra season this week. There is a new moon in Libra on the 25th or 26th, depending on where you are in the world. And this is a energy that can really restore some kind of harmony or integrity within your life, bring some kind of balance back and restore the equilibrium. And I feel like part of that is you starting to kind of connect back into your power. And because it's in Libra, it's this energy of, you know, there's usually another person with Libra. It's like the scales of restoring equilibrium, but there's always an other. So you potentially, this is to do with a relationship or you're bouncing off somebody else and working with it. So that's why you've got focus upon your strengths, because I do feel like that is, that's what's coming out. I'm going to pull a fairy card. That I just got the message to pull a fairy card, and then we'll pull the Dark Lady out and we'll see what came through for you, Scorpio. We've got, okay. Oh, a few. Let's put this one down. The Green Woman and the Bright Mother. So a lot of the divine feminine energy coming in that you're working with here. It's interesting because this is divine feminine. This little side is divine masculine. So that divine feminine's having an kind of a dominant week, whereas the divine masculine's looking a bit frustrated and cranky, to be honest. But this green woman is like, feel the fear, do it anyway. There's this rebelliousness and cheekiness that comes in. The bright mother is when you're reaping the harvest from just following your spirit and going, yep, you know, stuff it, I'm doing it. Focus upon your strength, I'm doing this. So you're really kind of divine feminine's just working her magic at this moment. You know, we all have a bit of both. This is the divine masculine, the feline, looking like Mr. Cranky Pants here. This is kind of like, always reminds me of, I had this Uncle Gary who was absolutely lovely, but just was a musician, but just grumpy, like grumpy old person, always grumpy, but in this kind of way that you still loved him. So that's what the feline always reminds me of just like a part of you that's just a bit grumpy, but it's pretty harmless at the end of the day. It's not, there's no heat to it. And then we've got, oh, that gnome, which is also frustration of, oh, not again, did something happen again? So it's kind of just the frustration of is working as an irritant, which is actually where you're going to be like the green woman going, you know what, stuff it. That's annoying me way too much over there. I'm just getting too irritated with something. I need to kind of, you know, do something about this and do something kind of a little bit like feel the fear. Something isn't or hasn't been working, and I just need to take a different approach. And so this is where they're wanting me to show you the Dark Lady. So she's in here. Just bear with me for a second. I'll find her for you because they're saying this is what you're stepping into, the Dark Lady, which I can find her for you. Okay, I would have edited this out because it took so long. Of course, she's right near the end of the deck. And this is kind of where I was saying it will take a while to get to it, to kind of get to. It starts off a little bit more innocent with the green woman, the bright mother's more like an innocent kind of energy. And then we've got, then we hit the Dark Lady, which is this energy of like, but now I'm really stepping into my power. You know, I've been patient, but now, and I kind of was, you know, went about it in this way that was like, let's make it a bit lighthearted and let's do something nice. But now I'm like connecting to my power and summoning this strength. So Scorpio, I just feel there's this energy of strength building inside of you that it's kind of like, you know, I was a bit like, should I, shouldn't I? Or I was like put up with something for a while and now it's kind of like, you're getting into this like different energy where it's like, don't mess with me kind of thing. And you might find yourself doing some extraordinary things. So let's see what's coming in with this. Okay, let's see. And this was quite literally the image of like the wings coming out. I was like, oh, okay. 8 of Crystals, dedication and progress. Ooh, I like this. So this is where you're gathering your strength and going, right, I'm stepping into something probably even more so. Maybe you realize that something's been asked of you and you're like, should I, shouldn't I? And then it's just like, whoa, okay, here you are dedicating yourself and making some good progress. Or dedication brings good progress. That's something that comes through with this as well. So yeah, I love it. You're potentially reaping the harvest, getting some good results from some things that has almost tested your resilience or tested your strength in some way, or you've had to kind of put your best foot forward with it. So let's see what is coming in. What's shifting and changing for Scorpio with this? What's shifting and changing? We've got Cup 4, Neptune, Cancer, and Pentacle Queen, Capricorn Throne. Okay, so if things have been feeling like, just in terms of how you've been feeling inside, like your inner stability, if you've just been feeling a bit blur or off or disillusioned about something, it's kind of this feline, that gnome energy of just frustration that could be coming through. That's what's shifting and changing, which is good. You've just kind of, that's a good energy to kind of go, all right, I'm moving on from that frustrating energy there. And the Cup 4 is where you're just feeling a bit meh about something. And something could have just been boring as well. Maybe something was just too stable and you were like, oh, this is just like, I need to do something here. It could go either way. Maybe there was a lack of stability and it was feeling like a bit meh, or it was too stable and you're bored. Like it could be either one, because we've got the equilibrium being, harmony being rebalanced this week. It just depends on which way it was going. We have, okay, as what's coming towards you that you may or may not know about, we have the 5 of Pentacles. So I think there's a lot of things coming in around job satisfaction, looking at how you're feeling, just in general, this general feeling. They keep giving me the satisfaction song. Yeah. So just satisfaction in general. What is satisfying in your life? This is a big theme that's coming in, and looking at that, what's been feeling good, what hasn't been feeling good, and just kind of, making some decisions around that. We've got, as a consequence, result of that, we've got the 6 of Swords, which is where you've been able to move on from that energy of deep dissatisfaction, or something just wasn't resonating, which is good. That's why I feel like the Dark Lady feels very different. The 6 of Swords is, this could be moving away from a work. Like the 5 of Pentacles, you're thinking of moving away from an old form of income, or the way money's been working for you hasn't been great, or there's been something that's really been lacking and hasn't been working in your life. And the 6 of Swords has been able to transition and move away from that, move on from that, find peace within that situation, especially if you've been feeling a bit not feeling great about it as well. If you are thinking of moving, the 6 of Swords does mean move and travel as well. So that for some of you is moving home, moving job. It's something that could really, this is a week that you could make a big move. If that's something you're thinking about. But if it's just something that was feeling a bit blur, you're really stepping into your strength and could be really shifting the landscape with this. Okay. External factors, we've got the 5 of Swords. This is conflict, interpersonal conflict. Perhaps there's been some kind of fallout. Perhaps you're just not been getting on with some people. Perhaps this is internal conflict, but this is something that has not been feeling great, and there feels like there could be groups of people around this as well, that you're making a positive shift and change. The 10 of Swords, yeah, you're saying no, ending a chapter, release and recovery here. So that's a really positive energy to come through. Now, we've spoken to the fairies. I'm out of order now. I normally talk to the fairies now, but we're going to talk to the animal spirit energies and see what's coming in for you. Okay, Beaver. Okay. It's funny because you got this, both this and this big bison that's kind of coming in here. they're both really earthy animals that just get things done. It's like, right, time to just get stuff done. So the beaver energy is also very much, is actually a water energy, this downward pointing triangle. The beaver is about restructuring some things about your in your life that can affect your emotions. Things that have been affecting your emotions because the beaver builds the dam wall, builds those little, it's an architect energy, you know, it's all about construction, structures, buildings, to do with the water, element of water, which is your elements, Scorpio, how you're feeling about things or about your intuition. So perhaps you need to kind of look at some boundaries in your life, interpersonal boundaries, or perhaps you're kind of rebuilding, reworking something, some even routines or just something in your life, you know, reworking a plan where you can feel better, quite literally. You're just going to feel better and really trust your intuition. So that's something that comes through with beaver coming in. So let's look at, blessings for the week for Scorpio. Blessings coming in for the week for you. So let's see, blessings for the week for Scorpio. What's coming in? Blessings for the week for Scorpio. What's coming in? So from this sense of frustration, I feel like something big and strong emerges, you know, and it feels like it kind of emerges up from you. We've got the Five of Cups. So the blessing is being able to lay something that's been pretty disappointing or making you feel kind of unhappy or sad, laying it to rest, letting that go. Perhaps if there is something that comes in that is disappointing for you, that in a strange way could be a blessing because it's showing you that you need to move on from an energy. So that in itself could be one. But I feel like this is laying the past to rest with this Five of Cups coming through. So that's kind of, you know, the blessing. There's a bit of conflict around that you're overcoming here, or, you know, at least addressing in some way. So let's pull. You might have to let somebody down. You know, you might have to actually disappoint somebody else and let somebody know that something's not working out. That could be something that comes through with this as well. Let's see. We've got, my thoughts are creative. This is your affirmation card. I say out to every negative thought that comes to my mind. No person, place, or thing has any power over me. Yes, because you're reclaiming your power. For I am the only thinker in my mind. I create my own reality and everyone in it. So that's exactly what you're doing. That's this big, you know, focus on your strengths, dedicating yourself to something, making some progress, connecting into your strengths, just going, stuff it, you know what, I need to sort this out. And there's been a bit of conflict around, like we've got 3 5s that represent conflict, but the consequences is you're moving to the 6, you are moving on. And so you're able to kind of lay some things that have been making you very unhappy to rest here, which is actually, you know, going to have this sense of feeling really powerful as well, like stepping back into you and just feeling like you can enact the change and be as strong as you need to be within a situation here. So that's your reading for the week, Scorpio. That's it. You're really finding your strength with something and going, right, taking this on. So that's it. And I love how it says, no, I am the only thinker. I create my own reality and everyone in it. So yeah, you are creating the reality that you want to see. If you're not happy with what's being reflected back to you, you've got the strength this week to do something about it, which is really fantastic. So that's it, Scorpio. Thanks so much for joining me. Please like, subscribe, share, leave a comment, because I love reading your comments. That lets YouTube know that you support the channel and helps with the growth of the channel. And take care.